We are so excited to welcome you all today to our first annual first time attendees meeting for our convention this year. We want to welcome all of you to our meeting, and we are so excited to meet all of you here in a couple of weeks, which is wild that it's already here in Atlanta. So we are going to go through the agenda real quick about today's meetings. So we'll go through some introductions, then we'll go into the convention over accommodations and travel, go through the registration and check-in process, some convention highlights, how you are able to participate at the convention this year. We'll quickly go through our code of conduct and some tips on the exhibit hall. And at the end, if you all have any questions, we are happy to answer them for you. All right. So today we are joined by Jennifer Clark, our executive director, and Jennifer Grimm, our president of the board of directors, and then also our vice president, Francesca, and also NFA staff member, Noah. So if you all want to introduce yourselves, we could do that.
I can start. Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Grimm. I am located in Miami, Florida, and I'm excited to meet all of you in Atlanta. I'm really excited that we have this Zoom meeting to chat with you all and get excited about the convention, and looking forward to our conversation today.
I can go. I'm Jenny Clark. I'm the executive director. I live in New York City. Right now I'm in Chicago visiting the office and staff who are there. I'm Mariana, our program chair. So I've had a great couple of days here. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing you all in Atlanta, and we want to make sure that you feel prepared and you feel comfortable. Now you know all of us, and know that you're all really welcome, and you're not alone. So look forward to our conversation as well.
I'm Francesca Arnone. I'm Vice President. I'm here in Tampa, and I'm so excited that you've joined us online, and looking forward to answering questions and visiting with you. If you want to drop anything in the chat, you can, and glad you're here.
And hi, everyone. My name is Noah Klein. I am the communications manager for the NFA, so I'm the face behind the keyboard for a lot of emails and social media posts that you see. And I currently live in Indiana, and I can't wait to see you all in Atlanta.
And finally, I don't think I introduced myself. My name is Millie. I'm the membership manager here at the NFA. I run all things membership throughout the year, and at the convention, I run all aspects of registration. So you'll probably, I might be the first person you see when coming to the convention. So if you have any questions, I'm most likely your first direct line of contact. So I'll put my contact information at the end. And you've probably also gotten a lot of emails from me and Noah. We're both people who email a lot. So yeah, thank you all for joining us today once again. So I will look to the next slide, and Jen Grimm can take it over.
All right. Hey, all. So we'll just talk a little bit about the convention coming up. We have a really, really exciting convention planned for this year. Program Chair Mariana Gariazzo and Assistant Program Chair Christina Bellatori have spent the better part of the last 2 years working on the programming for this convention. And believe me when I say that there is literally something for everyone here. Now, Mariana wasn't able to come today, but she did send a message to all of you. And so I will just read from Mariana's words to you all. And this is what she says for you. In a world often defined by division, this year's convention theme is a call to action, an invitation to plant the seeds of peace and kinship among all people. All is one and one is all serves as the guiding principle that weaves together performers, ideas, and artistic expressions, reflecting the deep interconnectedness of our global flute community. Coming together, sharing space, and uniting in our passion for all things flute remind us of who we are and who we can become when we stand united in support of each other. Now more than ever, celebrating what brings us together and boldly affirming that we are one is a meaningful and radical act. So I'm so excited to see Mariana's vision come to life this year at the convention in Atlanta from August 7 to 10. There will be between 2,500 and 3,000 flutists, right? This is like one of the largest events of this type. Of any instrument category. You know, the NFA is the largest organization of this kind in the world, and this is a unique gathering that we have for everyone to really celebrate everything that has to do with the flute. You know, our membership consists of professionals, students, educators, enthusiasts. So the programming really suits just about anyone who plays the flute. While most other instrument host conferences at college campuses, other instrument organizations with maybe a few hundred people in attendance. Ours is so large that we have to hold them in convention centers and in hotels, and we call them conventions. That's how big we are. And so just to get us started, I'd love to just, you know, if you are able to and would like to, I'd love for you just to identify who you are in the chat, meaning what is your own label? Are you an enthusiast, student, educator, professional? And if you are more than one, please do so. So please enter the chat, you know, who is actually visiting today? You know, students, professionals, amateurs, please feel free to enter into the chat so we can cater our conversation to who is present in the room. All right, we got awesome parents, educators, amateurs, professionals, students. Awesome, awesome. Thank you all for, please continue. I love seeing all of the people that are contributing today. Awesome, this is great. We have something for all of you. If you don't know where you fall in, you probably fall in more than one category, right? So we have, and please continue, as I continue talking, I'd love just to see who all is here. So please keep writing into the chat what label plurals you might want to call yourselves. So with over 250 events scheduled, you'll have plenty of opportunities to find things to do. In addition to performances, which there are hundreds to choose from. You know, if you identify as a professional flutist, you might want to participate in master classes or watch master classes, watch the competitions, attend workshops, panel discussions, you know, all of these things, you know, every category you can get something out of this. If you're an educator, you might want to be interested more into competitions, master classes, panel discussions about pedagogical issues, participatory events. For me, I really like going to the flute choirs because I learn about new music for flute choir. So there's really something for everyone in this space, and we'll talk more about some of these other events later on. But you know, you'll have plenty of opportunities to find anything that you are particularly interested in each of the days of the convention. Okay, so I'm going to pass it back for the next slide.
Yeah, so I can talk a little bit about some of the practicalities. It's my specialty. Yeah, so basically we have we're going to be at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, and the convention center and the hotel are all in one place. So when you enter the building, you'll go into like the hotel lobby and you'll see all the rooms above, and then down below is the convention center and two sort of towers below. So it's very compact. So we hope that as many people as possible will stay in our convention hotel. So we're really a community all in one hub. So there are hotel rooms that are booked in a block for us at a discounted rate of $169 a night plus fees. At this time, that block is almost filled. So if you haven't already booked your hotel room, I suggest you do that as soon as you can. There's after a point they won't be able to guarantee the same rate, so really suggest you do that soon. We are adding a second hotel, we hope, which has guaranteed rooms at the same price, which will actually be $159. So we hope to firm that up, and we'll get those details on the website as soon as we can. So if you're on a budget, we have a roommate service that's on our website. So if you are looking for a roommate, you can add information about yourself, and someone else can do the same, and you can do that. Many members also share rooms with friends. And we have some information on our website. We have a blog called Budget Friendly Guide to Attending the Convention. And I'll put that link into the chat. So basically, there's lots of information about how you can save money on the hotel and other ways to save money as you come to the convention. So travel to the hotel is very easy from the airport, the international airport. There's ride shares, taxis, and there's also a train. The MARTA, the red or gold train, provides direct connection to downtown to Peachtree Center Station, which is just 2 blocks from the hotel. So it's really convenient. What else is nearby? There's a CVS store. It's in the Peachtree Center next to the hotel. And there's a Walmart 12-minute walk away, and a public supermarket about the same distance, Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. And in the hotel itself, there's a restaurant called The Sway, and they take reservations except for breakfast. But that is the only hotel actually at the that's the only restaurant at the hotel. There isn't like a food court in the convention center that is at Peachtree Center, which is just next door. That's for sort of pizzas and night food. And if you want really nice restaurants, there's lots of them in Atlanta. And atlantaeats.com is a really good website to find out more about all the restaurants. And there's some fantastic different areas in the city where you can find wonderful eateries and markets and that kind of thing. So if you're driving or renting a car, there isn't really great parking at the Hyatt Regency. There's valet parking, there's a 25% discount, but it's still 45 or 50 a day. So it's recommended that people who are looking for parking find designated parking nearby or use one of the discount services like Spot Hero. So that's, I think, all I have on the travel and accommodation. I'm happy to answer questions.
Thank you, Jenny. I was just gonna add, I did call the hotel and confirm that some of the floors do have microwaves, so you'll have access to that. There's like a little market, just like all hotels have, and they have a microwave that's available 24/7. Your room should include a mini fridge also. I called and they said that you can, within reason, print black and white at the front desk just in case you need an extra something. We also have, there is a FedEx office and print ship center on site. You can like just Google FedEx office and print and Hyatt Regency to look at the hours. I'm sure the hours are limited, so if you need to print something last minute, just like look at that. And then also I checked today, you are able to Instacart groceries from or whatever you need from Publix to the hotel. So if you want to do that, that might also save you an Uber ride or a walk, even though it's not super far, but just an option. And the MARTA is the cheapest way to get to the hotel because your ride is only $2.50. So some people like to Uber with friends. That also will help the cost. But yeah, Mindy has a question.
There we go. I'm sorry, can you repeat how far away the supermarket and the Trader Joe's were?
Sure, I'll pop that into the chat as well. So the CVS store is right in the Peachtree Center, which is next to the hotel. Walmart is 12-minute walk away, and public supermarket is a 20-minute walk away, and Whole Foods and Trader Joe's are about just almost 2 miles away from the hotel. So you'd probably want to get some transportation there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm putting it in the chat as well.
Yes, if Noah or somebody, can you put parking options in the chat? I've looked them up. I've done it through like Spot Hero or parking.com. I just Googled like downtown Atlanta parking, and you can put in your time range and distance and stuff, and you can actually prepay for things. And I've done that at big cities and it works for me. So that might be a better option for you than paying for the valet or paying for on-site parking.
And a lot of this information is on our website as well. Maybe Noah, you could put the link to the page where some of that information is as well.
Yes. All right, so I will go through registration and check-in. So of course, most of you are probably pre-registered, but if you are not, we highly recommend you do that to get the best rates. Rates go up July 29th, so you still have time if you have not pre-registered. Make sure that your membership is up to date. I know a lot of people's memberships expire July 31st. So make sure that you are taken care of. Your membership must be active through the last day of the convention. So through the end of August 10th, your membership will be active. And you can purchase that online at any time. If you have any questions about that, or if the website can be finicky sometimes, please just email me and I will be happy to assist you with that. A couple of days before the convention, I believe Monday, you will receive a QR code in your inbox with some information, but you need this QR code to check in. So please have that available on your phone or print it out as part of your check-in process. So badges will be available for pickup at NFA registration, Terrace Foyer, LL1 lower level. That's a whole mouthful at the Hyatt Regency in Atlanta. And here are when our registration is open. As you can see, we are open all day on Wednesday. I know a lot of you are probably arriving all throughout the day on Wednesday. So we highly encourage you to come by on Wednesday to get all your registration and things in your badge and your program book and your shirt and everything picked up before Thursday. Usually Thursday morning, it does get a little bit hectic because that's when the convention officially starts. But if you can get there Wednesday, we would highly suggest that for you. But of course, that's when you can go at any time. And again, please have your QR code printed and ready to view on your phone. And then at registration, we can basically process any other purchases. So if you have mom, dad, grandpa coming, they just they want a single event ticket to come watch, the high school soloists, we can purchase that at registration. If you we're bringing in extra guests last minute, you can also purchase that at registration. If you want to attend our cocktail awards event on Saturday, you can also purchase that at registration. So that's why our hours are very, we're open basically all day during the convention. So do you check into the hotel before you can do whichever one first. Probably easier for you to check into the hotel first and get settled and then come down. But no, that's separate. So they're separate areas. I guess that's a good part. So that's a good clarification. The hotel check-in for your hotel is a separate from the actual NFA registration. That is in the convention part of the hotel. So, okay.
Right, so I'll talk a little bit about convention program highlights. So, the convention officially starts on the 7th, on Thursday the 7th, but if you're able to fly in or drive in on Wednesday, you can take advantage of picking up your registration before the big crowds, but also you can take part in some of our traditional and hallmark events. So on Wednesday night, the first thing that happens is the quarterfinals of the Young Artists Competition. This is the most prestigious competition in the country, and you can hear the top 15 contestants perform solo works in this round. And as you attend events, you can feel free to be open and attend a certain part of the event and then leave if you need to. Listening to 15 contestants play in a row is a long round. And so what's often very comfortable to do is wait until you hear applause and then enter the room when during applause, and then wait till the person is performed and has finished, and then there's applause and you can exit the room. And you can do this for any event. It's very open for you to be able to come and participate and take part of events, because you'll see that events are happening at the same time and you'll want to see everything and you won't have a chance to see everything, but don't worry about needing to be there for the very, very first note and the very, very last note, as long as you enter the room during applause and are not disruptive. We'll have door monitors for the doors to help ensure that no one comes in and disrupts the performances. So that happens on Wednesday night. Also, you can sign up for the Flutes United opening orchestra. And this is a really fun way for especially first timers to have a chance to meet people at the convention. You know, it's open to anyone and everyone, and any flute. There's openings for piccolo, flute, alto flute, bass, contra. The rehearsals for this concert happen on Wednesday. And so it'd be really great if you're able to come in on Wednesday and be a part of this event. I've had students come to the NFA and have it be their very first time. And what's been really wonderful is, you know, it kind of gets them oriented to what's going on at the convention, to meet people even before it starts. You kind of make friends before even the event happens. And so it's actually a lot easier to kind of get used to the idea of having so many people in attendance. So I urge you all to sign up for the Flutes United opening orchestra. It's really, really fun. And then the final event is on Sunday, August 10 at 4 p.m. And that's another opportunity to get out your flute and play along with everyone. Traditionally, the very, very end of every convention is a tradition of playing the Air on a G String by J.S. Bach. That's written for flute ensemble, for flute, alto, and bass. And feel free to come and participate with all of us at the very end. So that's the very beginning and the very end. And then of course, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of events for you all to be a part of and take advantage of. One of the big highlights of every convention is the Saturday Gala Concerto concert. It's the concert that a lot of people really look forward to, where they can hear prominent artists from not only in the US, but internationally perform standard and new works. And this year, there's no exception. You know, at this Saturday's concert, you'll hear Julieta Currington perform a piece by James Lee. Gaspar Hoyos performs an arrangement of a Guastavino piece. Silvia Caradu from Italy will be performing CPE Bach's Concerto in D minor. Magali Mosnier will be performing the US premiere of the Concerto by Claude Arieu. And Stefan Hoskuldson, I don't know if I did that right, will be performing Lowell Lieberman's second piano concerto. It's going to bring down the house. It's going to be an amazing event. Lowell Lieberman will also be giving a keynote address also during the convention. It's just going to be a really, really amazing show. But not just on Saturday. Every evening there are gala concerts and some participatory events happening during these gala concerts as well. So, you know, you have many opportunities to be involved, to play along with other people. It's a really, really fun time. One of the other highlights I wanted to mention was the Flute Ensemble Festival. You know, so Mariana has invited over 50 flute choirs from across the globe to perform at the convention. And it's a really wonderful way to find out about different ensembles and discover new repertoire. And it's a really beautiful way to kind of bring people together. Other popular events are watching the competitions and the master classes. You know, I always get inspired by watching the leading young artists perform and learn new pedagogical techniques. You can see the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals of the young artist competition, as well as the finals of the orchestral masterclass competition, piccolo orchestral masterclass competition, the junior soloist, high school soloist, low flute artist competitions, jazz flute masterclass, graduate research, more and more and more. There's so many competitions and masterclasses to be a part of and take in all of this knowledge. It's really, really great. Plus all of the other events, as I mentioned earlier, workshops, panels, many other events. But what you guys can do is participate in events as well. So we can go to the next slide to talk about what we can do at the NFA. So the NFA is not a passive experience. It's a very active experience. So make sure you bring your flutes and be ready to make friends. I mentioned the participatory flute choirs. So we have the opening orchestra flute choir. We have the closing ceremonies, Bach on an and Bach air on a G string, but there'll be possibilities every single day for you all to bring your flutes and step into a reading session of some sort. You'll have a reading session every day for a flute choir. Plus, there's an Irish music play along session. There are 2 low flute reading sessions, a jazz big band reading session, and new works by Black composers that's sponsored by the Umoja Flute Institute, plus more. Also, we have the Myrna Brown Dine Around, which is an annual tradition for the NFA. It's hosted this year by Christopher Lee, and it's an opportunity to meet other convention attendees and connect with people from around the world. So we'll gather around 5:45 p.m. on Thursday and go to a restaurant nearby in the convention center. And it's a really wonderful way to meet people in a smaller, more intimate gathering. On Friday night, there is a flutist mixer after the gala concert in the hotel lobby. So more opportunities to meet and connect with each other. I also wanted to mention about the affinity groups and meetups. So an affinity group is a gathering of a group of people who share a common identity or interest. And the NFA has numerous opportunities for people to find their communities. So we will hold meeting spaces for LGBTQIA+ and allies, flutists of color and allies, as well as meetups for mental well-being, flutists with chronic injury, flute club and flute choir enthusiasts, and a meetup sponsored by the Umoja Flute Institute. So many ways to connect with our instruments and also just with ourselves, finding common ground and just sharing each other and sharing with each other. In a convention with thousands and thousands of people, it can sometimes feel like you're lost with the abyss of so many people, but these opportunities here are a chance for you to make real connections with folks. So I hope you guys can take advantage of these opportunities that are here for you. This year, we're launching a new convention mentorship program. And actually, there's still a few days left to participate in this. So if someone could put a link into the chat about the convention mentorship program while I describe it, that would be great. The convention mentorship program, it pairs first-time attendees with mentors who have a deep experience of the convention to help newcomers identify and achieve their convention goals. So the program really emphasizes peer support with sharing expertise in certain areas. So there's an application process online that you can just fill out. Thank you, Francesca, for putting the link there. And you'll be paired by the staff with a mentor based on your goals and the expertise of the mentor. We'll actually it'll result in a conversation, a Zoom call between you and the mentor before the convention start, and then to work on maybe events that might be tailored to your specific interests. And then you'll meet during the convention where you can talk about, your goals, and that mentor can actually introduce you to different people in the organization and at the convention itself. So these are really great opportunities to get your feet wet for networking. And if you're a student who's interested in maybe auditioning for a school, there are many teachers at the NFA convention for you to meet and maybe mingle with. If you're wanting to start a new flute choir, you can meet other like-minded people. Entrepreneurs, you can kind of get inspired by other people who have their own businesses. So there's many opportunities to take advantage of what is offered at the convention. And sometimes it helps to have someone who has been there for a few years who can actually help put you in the right direction and actually help make those introductions for you. So I really encourage you all to apply for this convention mentorship program if this suits your interests. With volunteering, I'm going to pass it off to Millie.
Hello, we need you all to sign up to volunteer. We are always looking for volunteering. It's not as intimidating as you might think. It's super easy. So can somebody put the volunteer link in the chat, pretty please, so you can sign up. We use a system called Volunteer Local, and basically all of the events for the convention are in this app essentially, and you can sign up to work any of the as a shift for any of the events. And mostly we need door monitors. There's different job descriptions available on the website, but mostly we need door monitors for all of the events. And for every 3 shifts that you work, you actually do get compensated $15. So that is a great incentive to volunteer. And even if you can just do, if everybody at the convention, if everybody who is attending the convention volunteered for 1 hour for 1 shift, all of the help that we need would be covered. So we don't need you for, you know, for the entire convention. Just if you could do 1 shift, that would be incredible. So our volunteer coordinators are Towns and Margaret. Their information should be on the website, but at the convention, at registration, they will have a booth and they can answer all your questions. You can sign up to volunteer in person. If you don't know quite yet when you're coming or what your schedule is, you can sign up in person with them. And if you have any questions, they will actually explain in detail what your job is and where to go, and they're there most of the entire convention. And anytime registration is open, the volunteer booth is open. So we really hope that you can join us in volunteering this year. We would really appreciate your help. And yes, Francesca, it is a great way to meet people. Okay, I'm going to pass it off to Noah for Morning Running Club.
Yeah, thanks, Millie. So this is something new that we're introducing this year. Every morning, early in the morning, I'll be leading a very informal running and walking group for anyone who is interested. We'll just meet in the hotel lobby before the day gets going, and we'll walk a few blocks over to Centennial Olympic Park, and we'll do a few laps there and cover roughly 3 miles, give or take. This is all paces welcome, from walking all the way up to sprinting. And if you want to cover less than that, or if you want to cover more distance than that, you're more than welcome to. You'll get some information in email and social media closer to the convention, and we hope to see you there. And I'll pass it back over to Millie.
Okay, we have a question. Lee? Oh, you're still muted. Oh, no.
Lee, maybe you want to come back for the Q&A session or put your
Yes.
question into the chat feed.
Great.
Okay.
Oh, I did it.
Oh.
Unmute. Sorry. I've been having some problems with Zoom since I updated my operating system. But could I offer a little bit of advice about the exhibit hall, having been there for 24 years?
Actually,
That'd be
we're going
a-
to,
yeah,
we're
we're
coming to
gonna-
that. That's on the agenda for a little bit later, Lee.
Okay. All right. I'll
Yeah.
save it for then.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, code of conduct, Jenny.
So we're a wonderful community of, nearly 3,000 people, and we want to make sure that everybody's safe and feels comfortable. So we have a code of conduct, which you can read. It's displayed all around the convention center, and it's in the program book and on the convention app. It's just some guidelines on acceptable behaviors and attitudes, and if something occurs and you don't feel comfortable, you're made to feel uncomfortable, really ask you to let us know. Let me know, or Jen know, or a board member or Millie, member of staff, and they'll let me know, and then we'll take the appropriate action, because we don't want anyone to feel harassed or uncomfortable, and we'll make sure that doesn't happen. So we just want to make sure that you know what the policy is, and that if something does occur, you'll let us know so that we can take the appropriate action on that one. So I think, I think I'd like to, I'll go to the next slide, which is about the exhibit hall. So basically, it's when you get to the convention, you'll go to the exhibit hall, and you've never been to one of our conventions before. It's like nothing you've ever experienced before. For a start, when you go in there, the volume of fluting is just incredible. So it's loud, it's a real buzz of activity, and it's a really wonderful experience to behold. So there'll be about 55 different vendors there, with all different booths and booth displays and lighting and seating, and they'll have special things going on. So there'll be basically a number of companies that are selling flutes, and then there are companies selling music and accessories, jewelry, art, flute cases, and then there's informational companies, educational usually. And then the NFA has an area of our own where we have a lounge where you can come pick up some giveaways. We have NFA water bottles, archive CDs and stickers. And then there's merch that you can buy, the t-shirts, we have sweatshirts this year. And we have tote bags and the poster from the convention, as well as the t-shirts, which we definitely recommend. And so also in that area, there are books and music from one of our competitions and books that you can buy. And there's also an area of the committee for committee booths. Now, what that means is that's NFA committees. We each have an hour or a couple of hours where they'll be there to talk to all of you, to tell you what the committee is all about. And if it's something you're interested in, you can talk to them about joining the committee, or you can contact us afterwards and say, you know, that committee seemed really cool. I'd really like to find out more about that or join. So you want to swing by there. Then at our booth, we have meet and greet hours, sort of office hours at different times. We'll be putting a schedule on the app, and we do push notifications of people who are going to be spending an hour there. And you can come and meet them and chat with. I'll have a couple of hours there, and so will Jan and Francesca and other people as well. And also, if you're tired, you've been walking around around the exhibit hall, looking around, you're exhausted, looking at flutes, you can come and join us on the couch, and we have a couple of chairs, and just hang out and chat with a member of staff who'll be there. And this year, for the first time, we have a game, the Unity game, which we'll be sending out more information about it. But basically, it's for attendees to get closer to the exhibitors and create more of a connection. So we'll have a game whereby on the app that you can go to as many of those booths as you can. You're going to scan the QR code and win prizes. Hopefully, we have 3 great prizes that the NFA is offering, and then various booths are going to be offering giveaways as well. So you just be able to have a conversation and sign up and get some details and things. And our prizes are a registration for the 2026 convention in Portland, Oregon, a 1-year membership for the NFA, or a free sweatshirt. So it's definitely worth it. So I think Lee had some thoughts about the exhibit hall. Lee is a member of our commercial members committee and a board member. So if you have a couple of short tips for people, that would be helpful.
Yes, thank you, Francesca. Sorry, thank you, Jenny. There's so many people on my screen. I'm Lee Pearson. I'm a board member for my first year in the board, but it's my 24th convention, and I have been in the exhibit hall for almost every convention since 2000. So I've seen everything. I will be in the exhibit hall 90% of the time, except for when I'm in board meetings, and I'll be at booth 152, Music Minus Pain. So you can stop by and say hi, ask me questions, whatever you want to know. If you want a place to just sit down and rest your feet, that's great as well. There's 3 things that I'm going to invite you to seriously consider. One is wear comfortable shoes. You are going to be on your feet a lot. So just make sure you've got the most comfortable shoes you own. Bring your earplugs. It is loud in the convention center, and the loudest times are when we have the dedicated exhibit hours, when there's nothing else going on. So that's a great time to be there. But if you're sensitive to noise, you might want to choose another time. If you're sensitive to overstimulation as well, like I am, you're going to want to make sure you take time to rest and take time away from all the sound every once in a while. Bring a roller bag if you possibly can, because you're going to be carrying a lot of stuff around, and you don't want to be, you're going to be a pack horse, basically. You don't want everything on your back. If you're going to be there to look at things like instruments or music, mark a lot of time to do that, because you're going to get in front of 50 bins of music at one of the big music stores, and you're going to want to see everything and look through everything. Even if you don't want to buy things, you want to look at it all, and you probably will find something to buy. So all of that would be great. Do check out the committees. The Performance Healthcare Committee, which I was on for many years, is great, and they have a lot of good information about injury and recovery. And I put in the chat, I highly recommend getting your breakfast and lunch food delivered from a supermarket, from Whole Foods, or from Instacart, because then you have it in your fridge and you don't have to wait in long lines to get just a cup of coffee or a bagel or something like that. So I hope you'll stop by and say hi to me and see me, and I'll help you with anything you need. And
Thank you,
have a
Lee.
great time.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Lee. Thank you. There's there's many exhibitors all throughout the convention, and there's many committees that have their own booths, and so you have the opportunities to see all of them. And so, but thank you for sharing yours, Lee. I'll pass it back to Jenny.
Yeah, so I think we've been through quite a bit of information now. I think our next slide is Q&A. So thank you so much for joining us, and I think we're going to stop recording now.